Hi, this is Walter Montero, and you're listening to this week's edition of the Real Estate and Mortgage Show.
Hey guys, how you doing? It's Walter Montero again. I just put out a podcast, but I thought I'd put out another one because there's a little bit of controversy going on in the real estate community in our area here in Kitchener-Waterloo. There's been a realtor that got himself into a jam with regards to buying a property. And I guess it ended up sort of being sold or attempted to be sold to him under market value. So at any rate, I'm not sure where that's going or where, the guilty party happens to be or if there is even any guilt at all. But nonetheless, I wanted to address this issue because what we do see a lot of, probably not so much like we used to in the older days, but what we see a lot of sort of coming back now is these guaranteed sale programs. This is where a realtor comes in and guarantees the sale of your property. Well, these programs certainly had a place. I'm certainly not bashing them because, if they're done in a credible manner, they are certainly a very effective tool to getting your property sold. But I just want to make sure that you guys don't get hurt by any unscrupulous real estate professional that happens to, want to take advantage of you. And I can tell you this much, that I've been in the real estate business for 31 years. And I can tell you for the most part, and I would say 99% of real estate agents are pretty honest people. There are a handful of people that have come and gone that have gotten themselves into trouble. But I would say for the most part, real estate agents are pretty honest, straightforward people. And you can be rest assured that they're following a code of ethics to make sure that they service their clients properly. Anyway, I just want to make sure that if you get into a situation where a realtor wants to buy your property, there's a couple things that I want you to do. First of all, you're going to get that in writing, okay? They're going to make a formal agreement to you on your agreed upon price. I want you to make sure that they provide you with a market analysis to show you what comparable properties similar to what you're selling is selling for, just very similar to if you were, selling it to somebody who's not a realtor. And I want you to get an appraisal. I want you to obviously insist from the realtor that you want an appraisal. And then that way you have an idea of what a third party thinks it's worth. Now, you can still choose to sell the property at whatever price you want, but at least this way you know exactly what you're dealing with. Sometimes, you get into situations where you've got a property that needs a heck of a lot of work, and that's going to affect its marketability and its market value. So, those things all have to be considered when you're, making the deal. But quite honestly, you want to make sure that those things are taken care of. And then the last thing I would say that you should really do is get independent legal advice. Okay? Ask the realtor to put in a clause, 2, 3, 4 days to have your lawyer review the offer just to make sure that everything's done on the up and up and that there are no, situations where all of a sudden you feel you've undersold your property to the realtor. Okay? So anyway, that's it in a nutshell in terms of what I would advise you. Remember, when you get a guarantee from a realtor, really those programs, just so you understand, the realtors really, if they have to buy it, I guess they're giving you an agreement in writing that they have to buy it. But those programs are designed to get listings and to get sellers to list properties at a price that'll cause them to sell. Especially in a market like we're in right now, if you put a property on the market below market value, and let's say you instruct your realtor through a proper form delaying the presentation of offers for a few days, you're going to get multiple bids, you're going to get multiple offers, and you're going to be able to sell your property to the highest bidder. So really, the open market, regardless of the condition of the property, in today's market anyway, you're going to be able to get it sold. So these guaranteed sale programs, I think in today's market, they probably don't have a place. But, in the slower markets, that's where they tend to be a little bit more popular. But nonetheless, you still see them advertised, and from time to time, you see people ask about them. But I can tell you the market is robust enough around here that it's probably not a program you really need anyway. And as I said, if you are selling to the realtor themselves, just make sure that you've protected yourself properly. And of course, as a realtor, they have to disclose in writing that they are licensed realtors. And in that form, it specifically addresses whether the realtor is buying the property for under market value or not. So these things all have to be on the up and up. And just make sure you protect yourself, because the last thing you want to do is leave any of your hard-earned money on the table. All right? Hope that helps, and hope you guys have a great day. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks again for listening to this week's episode of the Real Estate and Mortgage Show. If you have any real estate questions, please direct them to me at 519-624-9222 or walter@maximumresults.ca, or you can find me online at www.cambridgehouses.com. If your interests are in mortgages, please feel free to call 519-624-9222 or email Karen at karen@maximumresults.ca, or you can find her online at www.m as in Mary, R as in Roger, financial.ca. Thanks again for listening, and I hope you have a great week.